Hello all. So last session we looked at the three states of the autonomic nervous system, but very briefly described them. So I'm going to go over each state in a little bit more detail, starting with dorsal vagal or the collapse state. So I've started with the state where once your neuroception, your body has decided, okay, there is danger, but it's danger that I can't run from, and I can't fight. The body goes into a collapsed state. So what happens is it's part of the vagal nerve that so you feel the dip in the back of your head. So it comes from that part of your brain stem. And this part of your vagal nerve drops straight down to your stomach, and your body becomes flooded with opaques, basically. So this is when we go into that collapse response, that feigned death response, and it really is like a feigned death response. And you can find other videos on YouTube that show this happening to, baby animals. But it happens to us throughout our lives. It happens as adults. It happens when you're having that conversation at work, and all of a sudden you just can't remember what your colleague or your manager has said. It happens when you feel that you can't face anything. It happens when your brain goes foggy and your thinking feels unclear. It's when your muscles feel heavy, um, but not just tired. They feel like you're walking through treacle, that kind of thing. It happens when you can't regulate your body temperature. You might feel very cold, very shivery, and your voice becomes slower, your heart rate becomes slower. And this is your dorsal vagal response. This is a response what your body does in service of survival in order to um, in order to uh, protect you from danger that you can't fight and you can't run away from. And it's also the response, it's a state shift. It's a response that your body knows is one of the quickest ways out of a fight flight state. So because the collapse response in its adaptive state is rest and digest, it's also associated with food. The body can self-medicate, self-regulate, if you like, using food to move out of fight flight. So to move out of those racing thoughts and the fidgetiness of fight flight and that fear state, and to get a break and completely disconnect, dissociate into this collapse state. Food is one of those things that can be used, as is mobile phone scrolling. That's also a state shift from fight flight to collapse response. We'll look at fight flight a little bit later on. But what we'd want to see in terms of the autonomic nervous system, thinking of it as a ladder, is a move up the nervous system into ventral vagal, not down into dorsal collapse response.